We are back in the MMA Disputed Interview Lounge with Charis from Silverstar Clothing. Question number one is, what makes you the main attraction for clothing for MMA fighters?
Probably just our product is the best feeling, best, I think. I mean, obviously I'm speaking personally, but I think it's the graphics, the design, the artwork, the feel of the shirts, the feel of the clothing, the feel of the jeans. I think that we're the originators, not the imitators. People know that when they buy Silverstar products, they're getting freshest and newest and hottest ideas and designs on the market rather than, somebody else out there that's just following the trend.
Gotcha. If you weren't working for Silverstar or owning Silverstar, what would you be What would you be doing besides designing clothes?
Well, before I was in the clothing industry, I was actually a nightclub and a restaurant owner of about 8 nightclubs and restaurants up and down the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a conceptual designer on commercial spaces. So I think, and let's see, I also went to college as a metalsmith with a jewelry design major. So I think no matter what field it is, some sort of design seems to be the path that I continue to either find or follow or happen to be a part of in some way, shape, or form.
Gotcha. So, like, designing and creativity is always going to be part of your life?
Always, always. I was always that kid that was like in the shoe department with my mom, rearranging the shoes like in how they needed to look, on the displays.
Gotcha. So in 1993, Silverstar was formed. Did you ever think it was going to take off like it has with so much publicity and popularity?
Well, my husband Luke started the brand in '93, starting with jewelry, sterling silver jewelry. And from there, the popularity of the jewelry grew. He had it on all sorts of rock stars and celebrities, and he and I started working together with Silverstar in 2003. And it was at about that time that we saw that the jewelry was getting on a lot of celebrities and tabloid magazines and all that great stuff. And, it was really hard for people to know, a sterling silver ring doesn't say Silverstar all over it. And it seemed like we kind of had the hard part done, which is finding celebrities and athletes and people to endorse or sponsor your product. But, nobody knew it was us. So in about 2003 was when we decided that to really get the attention, it was all about the T-shirt that someone was wearing or the apparel that had brand name across it. And that's when we really went heavy into creating a clothing line that, people could wear from day to night and for men and women and children at this point.
Gotcha. In regards to Silverstar's popularity, what do you see the company doing in order to keep up the popularity and exposure?
Well, I mean, this industry is a very fickle, interesting industry. I mean, it's fashion; it constantly changes. Everybody wants something new. Clothing, believe it or not, people don't realize that clothing is a perishable item. It's like having a restaurant. What you have on your shelf right now, in 2 months, it's no good anymore. 3 months, it's no good anymore. And you got to keep something new and fresh going. And, back to the fact that we are the originators of, a lot, our style and our design, it's really not difficult for us to be, to continue to be creative and give our fans and the people that are just learning about Silverstar always something new and fresh. And in terms of keeping, the exposure, There's a lot that I'm sure a lot of people, don't really know about Silverstar. That, a large part of our industry is MMA, yes, but we also sponsor athletes such as Manny Pacquiao in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
We sponsor the #4 polo player in the world, Jeff Blake. We sponsor monster truck drivers. We sponsor rock stars and all sorts of athletes and celebrities and all sorts of different people that we design our clothing around. So, if you go on to buysilverstar.com or silverstarnow.com and you really go, look around, you'll see that we have a lot of product on there that isn't just made for that very typical stylized look that the MMA fan wants.
Mm-hmm. In regards to the design, how long does it usually take for a design is finished and developed into a shirt or whatever other material you're using for that design?
It depends on what's going on. Our business is a fast-paced business. We'll strike a deal with someone, and we might have, literally 2 days to produce a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've been known to turn a piece in 24 hours. Obviously, that's not how we like to do things.
Yeah.
But if need be, we can. We have to be able in this industry to turn on a dime. And, that goes along with staying current and fresh. Different fighters, different athletes, different celebrities, they have different things that pop up. And we need to be ready to go at a moment's notice. So we're able to do that. If it's the time amount that we'd like to have, I would say from beginning to end for a hand-drawn product, I would say an average is about 2 weeks.
Okay. And then it's just, do you have to approve it, or Luke, or does it just go through the creative design part of the business?
No, we approve everything. Luke and myself approve everything.
Uh-huh.
It definitely has to get final checks, placement of logos. Everything to us is important. If, Luke and I are very much, if it's got to be something that we would wear.
Mm-hmm.
Ourselves all the time. Luke lives every day of his life ever since he and I got together. For the most part, I can count on probably just 2 hands, probably 8 times that he hasn't worn Silverstar t-shirt during the day. He lives and breathes it. So, for us, that's why it's important to go over every detail of every shirt and make sure it's something that we would put on our own backs.
Gotcha. Charis, thank you again for taking time on your busy schedule to not only answer my questions, but the Twitter questions as well.
Oh, that's no problem. I'd love for anybody to go to Silverstar Charis and sign up for my Twitter. I've got a lot of things coming. Actually, myself, I'm going to be doing some contests and some different giveaways every week on my Twitter, and that's Silverstar, but it's a star without the A, SILVERSTR, Charis, CHARIS. So I'd love for you guys to become fans.
Thank you again, Charis. That is it for the interview lounge at MMA Disputed this week. Check again next week for another exciting interview of MMA.